Hi, Carter Sherline from Michigan Runner News, and I have with me the outgoing director of the Corktown Races, and at one time or another directing many other races, and of course having a tremendous running career, Doug Kurtis.
Hey Carter, thanks for interviewing me.
My pleasure. So as I was saying before we started recording, I'm going to want to do a longer retrospective of your whole career later when we can get together in person and have a proper video setup. But on the Zoom discussion, I just kind of want to make up for the short few questions I would have asked with my using my cell phone if I had that was not still running around. I saw you in the distance going one way, and I was going to the parade to shoot
We have
that.
plenty to do on race day.
Yeah, yeah. So I figured it probably was a bad idea anyway.
Yeah, that's
I
all right.
got the men's winner. I did a Zoom with, and I'm gonna try and track down the women's winner as well and do one.
Yeah,
So,
great.
so more specifically, want to get into the last year of the race. How did it go?
It really went well. I mean, the first, so I've been directing this race for 18 years, but the first couple, I was trying to get somebody to co-direct with me, and I had a hard time doing it. So it really almost involved for over 20 years. When the Motor City Striders and Ed Kozloff decided they didn't want to do it, and I stepped in so the first few years, we built the race up. It was only at around 1,000 runners, and we got it to 3,000. And then one year, the police decided to change the course from a 4 mile because it was a 4 mile for years. And then we changed to a 5K, and our numbers doubled, and they went to 6,000. And then
Okay.
Stu Kozlov showed up the year we had 10,000 and gave me a huge hug and couldn't believe that I was able to build that race into that huge an event. So, and Ed, every year I try to get him to at least start the kids race and help out with his small group of Motor City Striders. And then I really had, from that point, I had the downtown runners and walkers were a big part of really the host club for the last 20 years now.
Okay. So, you got some use of the Michigan Central Station this year, where that was a big deal.
That and the Roosevelt Park too. I mean, they spent 4.5 million redoing the park, and we did okay in the park, but now with it cleaned up, it's just a beautiful location to you know host our event. And obviously this year, the runners all for the first time got to just be able to walk in because the general public can now just walk through the building. So many runners got the experience seeing firsthand all the displays and the shops that are in there, and that morning, unfortunately, the runners didn't get to see it, but when it was still dark in the morning, that whole building was lit up in green, and it was really a beautiful sight to see.
Yeah, no, I think I just missed it when I got there, so I was kind of disappointed when I realized that's what they were going to do.
Well, I
So,
took
but
a few pictures with my phone, so I'll send them
yes,
to you.
okay, okay. Um, anyway, the uh, organization that puts it on, as I understand, is a combination of several, an association of several fraternal groups,
Yes.
and that tie in with the
Well, mostly the Fraternal Order of United Irishmen, or they call them the Fooies.
yes,
And we're connected to the United Irish Societies who put on the parade. So we share resources for different things. And well,
okay,
even the parade company helps us out doing some things as well.
right.
So um, yeah, I've been associated with the Fooies since day one when I started, and it's a total volunteer organization. So I work with all these people that donate a lot of their time to help make this event. And their prime thing is raising money for the St. Patrick Senior Center. And you saw firsthand at the start, we had the Satrice Coleman Betts, who's the director of that, the senior center, address the audience, and I'm just really happy that I can help, use my resources to help other people.
Okay. Well, the I say I know the one thing I didn't get to photograph you asked me to at the race was the dancers, and hopefully I got them. I think I got every dancing group in the parade, but you
You
know,
did. I actually looked through the photos, finished that up this morning. And yes, you had the Arden step dancers
Arden.
were
Okay.
photographed. You did photograph them. So
Uh,
yes.
Okay. So again, for people who aren't familiar, this is the big St. Patrick's celebration in Detroit between the race and the parade. And the race goes back how
40,
long?
42 years.
So
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 long
um
time when it used to start at Tiger Stadium, and that's now been replaced by the Police Athletic League. But
yes.
yeah, they've been involved for, a long time.
So there's a lot of green floating around the city of Detroit that day. A lot of beer.
Well, especially this weekend, since that weekend, because it was, the latest the race can ever, it's always the Sunday before St. Patrick's Day. So if the
Yes.
St. Patrick's falls on a Sunday, it's still the Sunday before, never on St. Patrick's Day. But this year, because of it falling on a Monday, it was really a whole weekend of, St. Patrick's and the Irish celebrating their culture. And it's a nice way, and really, truly, it's a nice way for them to show off their culture and the people that are connected at the Gaelic League and throughout the Corktown area. It's a big Irish group, which is obviously named after Cork, Ireland. So
Uh,
um,
yeah. Of course, St. Patrick's Day in around the United States and the whole weekend and really the whole week in Detroit, everyone's Irish. So,
yeah, yeah,
so
it's
yes,
great. Great that they think
yes,
that way.
yeah.
Well,
You
same
get
with the start. They're just a very friendly group, and we always ask runners at the beginning of the race to turn to somebody next to them and shake their hand and welcome to be part of it because it's a community. We think of even the running, we think of ourselves as a community, within Michigan especially,
yes,
and so we've running's got a long history in Michigan.
yes, it does. So you obviously got to see the numbers, but you were at the finish line. You got to see I guess, compared to the quantity, the quality. What about the race itself, the competitive part of the race?
It's interesting. Even though I was an elite athlete, I don't pay a lot of attention. I mean, I have beautiful awards. We get the Twisted Shamrock, which is up in Berkeley, and we get beautiful glass awards for all the winners. So we do honor them in that way. But as you know, I'm more into costuming. I'd rather it be more of a fun celebration, and I really encourage a lot of people. And we have costume awards, but I love seeing kids in costumes and adults and gather people that gather as a group in costumes and make it really a fun experience, a really fun family experience.
Okay, so you held the finish banner up for the first person, and then you started looking for costumes.
Pretty much, yeah. Although for me, as you saw too, I was lucky that the Fooey for my all my years of putting on, they had the bagpipers play Old Lang Syne and to He's a Jolly Good Fellow, and the audience saw that. And at the finish line, I like being a greeter at the finish line, and
Yes,
many people were coming up and hugging me and thanking me for all my years of working to
I,
produce a great event,
I
and
think I,
it was a special moment for me.
I think I did get a few pictures of you high fiving or low fiving. I guess some of the runners, especially little ones. So
Yeah. Well, especially over the years, there's people that come back year after year after year. In fact, same with the shirts. I was seeing shirts from 10 years ago
yeah,
that they were wearing. And it's great that people come back over and over, and you start to recognize a lot of faces of people that run year after year.
I always try to dig out my old ones at least to wear during the week leading up to it. Because I'm wearing like a Michigan Runner shirt or Frogprint Studio shirt at the race,
Yeah.
but I switch. Think I did switch. Yeah, I did put it on. Of course, I was wearing a backpack and all this equipment, so nobody saw it said volunteer on the back, which is probably just as good because people will all start asking me questions like, "Where is this? Where's that?" And I'm like, "I'm taking pictures. I don't know. I just take the pictures." I was able to help a few people, but
Well, as you see too, it's interesting how racing is evolved, and you see a lot of people carrying phones with them now and wanting to do selfies or even out on the course, and
mhm,
and that's part of it too. We try to showcase, the Corktown area, and we keep most of the race on the parade route, and people get
yes,
to stick around to see the parade, as you saw too. It's a pretty special moment for everyone.
yes, yes, it
Yeah.
is.
And we're lucky too that we get people to donate product too. You know, people were surprised when Frito-Lay, we were handing out giant bags of chips, you know.
And these are not single serving bags.
No, I know, but we just it was right timing, and they had product they needed to give away, so we were able to take it, and Absapure has been with me since day one too. So I'm blessed that they were able to donate water out on the course and at the finish line as well. So and
Okay.
same with bananas, Royal Bananas, out off of Fort Street. We used to pay for fruit until I took the person who manages it on a tour of the parade studio, and he saw what we do and saw that how much we're trying to help the senior center, and he said, "Nope, you're never gonna have to pay for fruit again." So we're able to distribute food to
Okay.
fruit to everyone as well.
Okay. Well, so 2025 race is over, except I'm sure some more cleaning up. But
Yeah.
uh, uh, what happens next?
Well, I'll still be involved. I mean, I left directing Turkey Trot 8 years ago, and I'm still helping Megan Jankowski, and I just, I'll do whatever they ask me to do. And same thing, I'll spend the next year, with whoever. And I can't name yet who's going to be taking over the race until all the signatures are on the contract, but I'm pretty confident whoever takes over is going to do a fabulous job, and I'll stay on until they feel they don't really need me. But I know for the next year I'm going to spend a fair amount of time walking them through all the things we do, and again, I just really want to continue to help the senior center. So
Okay. Well, I know I speak for the running community. I think I feel safe to say that thank you for all you've done, especially with Corktown, but all the other races as well. And like I said, we're going to get a chance to talk about all of it sometime in the not too distant future. And just again, thank you. It's one of the things I look for most forward to being involved with. The Michigan Runner Race Series had a different race for March, and it was the same day. I don't pick most of the race. I pick some of them. Ann Arbor Running Company's Nick Stenka uh, took that over as Art McCafferty has tried to retire, is saying for like the last 6, 7 years, and he's threw some things away. And Nick said, "I'm not letting you stop doing that. I'll take it over." And
yeah,
so I work with him because I don't want to have to take it back over from him. I'm just happy going to take the pictures and maybe pick a few of the races. But he
yeah.
picked March. Actually, I had a selection for March, but they never got back to us, so they lost they lost out. Uh,
Oh,
but
but I mean, I've known Art for more than 40 years now too. So I'm just glad that we got somebody like him to support running in Michigan.
yes, yes, and I'm have big shoes to fill, uh, along
Yeah,
with Gary Morgan
yeah.
working with me on that.
Yeah, you
So
guys been working same thing. You guys have been around this business for a long time now, and I appreciate that you're supportive of what we do.
it is our pleasure. It's the sport is our love too.
Yeah, yeah, we're passionate about what we do. And it's great. It's a great way to live your life when you get to be passionate and enjoy what you do.
Yep, exactly.
And as
All
you know,
right.
we get to meet a lot of great people along the way too. So
That
it's not.
that is actually the best part of it. Gotten to meet
Yeah.
some interesting people, both from at the back of the pack up to the front. Yeah. Um, Again, I cover golf too. That's the same thing as I get to meet some of these famous people that watching on TV or watching in the Olympics and get to hang out with them, have a beer with them, whatever. And but then
Yeah.
the slower people, that sometimes they're just as interesting or more interesting. Uh,
Oh, everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a
exactly.
story. But it's great when you get to work with people who really, care about what you're doing and are willing to support you and put a lot of hours into helping you. So I've been really, really fortunate to have a lot of great people that I consider my friend and really I consider almost family really for what they do
Yep.
with me. So, yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for talking to us. And like I said, we'll be in touch to talk about the complete, as much as we could fit in, depth and breadth of your career as a runner and as a race director, in the not too distant future.
Great. All right. Thanks, Carter. I appreciate this.
Thank you.
All right.